now I'm going to use this try hack me lab. Okay, so we can practice Kubernetes hands-on. Okay, first thing I will do, I'm just going to run minikube start, which I already did here. Minikube start in order to start the cluster. Okay, next what I want to do is I want to see all the pods, all the running pods. Okay, so I'm going to use this command kubectl get pods -a. So as you can see, these are the running pods. -a means all, basically give me all the namespaces. These are all the running pods. Okay, so what I need to do now is to check the configuration files. Okay, I can do that. Let's see, first of all, let me see what we have here. I will go to desktop. Okay, let's see how inside desktop we have configuration, right? So cd configuration. So let's see now. I have two files, deployment and service file, right? So I have two config files here. Okay, so I'm just going to use cat command to display the files. Let's start with the ng nx -deployment .yaml. So this is basically the deployment.yaml. Yeah, as we said, specified how it should be. This is the API version, basically. Here, if it's they mentioned apps v1, that means this is the API version. This is a deployment, and when we use the service YAML, we just put the v1. We don't add the apps. The kind, this is where we specify what kind of deployment, what kind of file we're trying to create. Like, is it a deployment or service, or yeah. So here it's just the type. Okay, and metadata, here you just mention the name. That's it, just the name, and the details like optional names. The name. Spec, here is where you mention how many replicas you want to run, how many replicas you can mention here on the specs. And selectors, the details. Specs, here we have the container, and that's it. So now let's go ahead and try to open the services. Actually, it could be service, not service. 1 second. Service. Yeah, here v1, the service mentioned here, name, and yeah, so we mentioned here. So we have seen so what we understood from this is basically in the deployment we mentioned here replicas, right? That means there will be only one replica. The desired here we mentioned basically the desired state. In the spec we mentioned the desired states, desired state. Yeah, so what we need, basically we mentioned here how many replicas we need and stuff. Service, straightforward. We mentioned the port, like we mentioned here. Okay, and the port, find here the eagle eye among maybe the selector. Match service exposes the web application running in the port. Basically, here we mentioned here the ports, right? We mentioned the port, and we deployment control service like so. So now we can use this command to verify the replica pod is running by using the following command: space. We have to also remember to apply the service file first, like so, like this. Whenever we apply, we always should apply the service first, then the deployment. Let's go ahead and apply the service kubectl apply -f and gnx -service .yaml. Service is created. Now we'll do the same thing for deployment. We apply the service deployment. And then we verify that the pods, just to see kubectl and get pods here -a, so we can see all the running. Now you can see deployment here. Okay, it was not there before, right? And the name, deployment started. Phase 2. Now we have a web application running in the pod, which is being exposed by the service. If you go, service connects to the web application using the target port 80. Container is exposed. Service will do this using port forward, which will allow us to forward our. So we will follow the instruction kubectl. We'll use port forward, like this one, port forward, service nginx service. وكده كده أنا 80 98. So I'm going to use port forward here. kubectl, the spelling mistake here. kubectl kubectl. I'm forwarding it to this simple login, but it needs credentials. So what we will do is actually try to visit this. Okay, you can open browser now, it's running. I think we are going to be able to use the okay. So we have the username and password. So let's open another terminal and see run this command to get the secrets. So we have the credentials. Let me pause the video for a minute. Okay, now that we have the secrets, okay, I'm going to use the scribe so we can get more details on the secret. Let's see what's being stored here. kubectl get secrets, and I have terminal creds. No, kubectl describe kubectl describe secret terminal creds. So okay, so we got the we have the username and password data. So to get the username, we have to use this command. Because we can see that two pieces of data are being stored, username and password, while Kubernetes secrets are stored in plain text. They're not encrypted by default. They're base64 encoded. So what we will do here is just we are going to decode. Since it's already base64 encoded, so we have to decode it. So to plain text. So I'm going to use this command. Okay, I'm just going to copy it and paste it here. Okay, so the username is Alan Grant, and the password, we can just copy this one as well. And paste it here. So we just got the username and password. Now if we go to the username and password, if you want to access this, I think we can access using this username. Let's see, Alex Grant. And let me open the terminal. The password is it Dynalover 58. No, copy this one. Submit. Allen granted, access granted. THM, this is the key actually. So let's go ahead. Still a little. Okay, now to secure it. Okay, it's great that we could access the terminal using the credentials stored in secret. But as DevOps sec engineers, this is our alarm bell. It should be going off because it's time for us to get to work. Information. So we need to configure RBAC because first thing. So we shouldn't be able to access the secret. So we're going to create two service accounts. Okay, one for terminal users, for normal users. Those users will not have access to those credentials, but the admin users, they will have access to this credentials. So with those service accounts created, first thing we need to create the service accounts. Let's go ahead and do it. Create the service account for terminal users. Okay, and create this for terminal admins. Okay, and so now, first of all, role YAML that defines the role, what it can do. So what we need to do is actually go to configuration file. So I'm going to go to CD. I'm going to go to desktop, CD configuration, ls. Here I'm going to have, there is a folder RBAC here, right? I'm going to go through it and see what we have here. Oh, 1 second. Let me go to ls. We have role binding YAML and role.yaml. So navigate the following directory, cat2 YAML, examine how this are. Here you can see we define the role name secret admin. Yeah, role.yaml. You can see what. Okay, we can go cat role.yaml here. Okay. Here we can see that we define the role named secret admin, and this role section we define what it is this role can do. Find resources secret, and verb are restricted. We get verb is restricted. We are restricting the get verb, but you could restrict others also. The name of our secret, this is it. And we have role binding YAML. We're going to bind the terminal admin service account in the subject section with the secret admin role defined above. Let's go ahead and cut role binding, binding dot YAML. We have a question here for the API version of the role binding, so we can just copy this one and paste it here. And the THM we already got it here, so it's time to just close it. Copy this one. I need to Control C. Let me try to Control V because it's finish the tasks, but let's go ahead. No, because the dashboard is actually completed, but we didn't really finish the lab here. We are still in here, and here we finished the lab. We just need to apply the this to bind the roles and authenticate here. You have now configured the terminal user cannot access to the secret. When we try to do this, no response. Okay, that's basically it. We'll talk more about security in the next session. So that's practice on Kubernetes. And one second.